Hey yo, peace and blessings, blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reece, and welcome to the show, man. This new show, this is the studio, you know what I'm saying? If you like any of the art, these are local artists in the Waukegan, Illinois area that do art, and I definitely want to display. And if you want to buy any of this art, you could be able to purchase any of this art. Just contact me and let me know that you want to do it. But this is my first show. This is just the thought, you know what I'm saying? And today we're going to get into childhood traumas and how they affect you. Man, listen, man, this is going to be a beautiful journey going through, man, and we're going to continue to keep this thing going. I just want to welcome y'all to the new show, and welcome to Just the Thought. This is what it is. Peace. Let me give y'all this intro. Hey yo, peace and blessings, blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reece, and I want to share my experiences with you. If I had to put my life in one word, I would have to say ridiculous, man. From growing up in one of the worst neighborhoods in St. Louis, Missouri, launching a successful music career, recording with some of the top names in the industry, and launching my own clothing line, traveling the world, discovering the power behind yoga and meditation, and how it can heal the mind as well as the body. So tune in to my show, Just the Thought. Follow the story, like the page, subscribe. Let's write the rest of the story that you've always dreamed of. Peace and blessings, blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reece. See you soon. So yeah, man, that's the intro to the show, man. We happy to be here. This is the first show, you know what I'm saying, and working out the technical difficulties and everything like that. But here's the thing, man. Let me make sure I pause this stuff. A lot of the stuff that we grow up getting are genetically given to us, and not genetically given to us. They come from our parents. The way that we believe, putting limitations on ourselves, stopping ourselves from being able to do things, and having that sense of being able to be told no. You know what I'm saying? And there's a restriction on top of you. It comes from a lot of places, and it comes from our childhood. Sometimes we don't recognize that. Sometimes our parents are they live in fear. They don't know. It comes from slavery. It comes from a whole bloodline of just traumatic people that are in your life, and they give you these experiences that they have, and they tell you you can't do anything. But I'm here to tell you that you can do anything, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we're here for, to be able to change the mindset of what it is that you're doing. Childhood traumas are the first start of where you begin to get this behavior from. And most of the people who give these things to you don't even know that they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Most of our parents, or not even say most of our parents are doing something because they love us. You know what I'm saying? But the reality of it is that sometimes that way of love can come off as control. And sometimes that way of love sends you off into an environment that have you dealing with the world the same way that your parents or their parents dealt with it. It's just like the same thing I say about people always say that cancer or diabetes and all these things are hereditary. And I say to people, only thing that's hereditary, especially with diabetes, is recipes that we're passing down. I believe the things that we're passing down are the things that are hereditary. I think those are the things that we need to change. And once we are able to change the mindset, and we're able to change the way that we think and reprogram that, then we're able to be open to be able to receive opportunities that we never thought that we could be able to have in our lives. You know what I'm saying? So it's a real readjustment of the mindset, and that's what we want to do on Just the Thought. And I'm not trying to change anybody's thoughts. I'm not trying to make you be able to see it the way that I be able to see it, but I want you to just think about it and just have a thought about it. You know what I'm saying? It's just a thought. You know, maybe the way that you were raised, not saying that the parenting was bad, because your parents are just giving you all that they know, and that's just the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? And we have to take what it is that we could be able to get out of it, and you get rid of the things that may not be good for you. And those are the things that we're trying to be able to eliminate and be able to do on Just a Thought. You know what I'm saying? So here's some video stuff that I went and found. It's like over childhood trauma. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to share it with you so you could be able to see just a little bit of, how this stuff affects, and it start going really at childhood. So here's a video. I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes of it. You can check it out. Then we'll be back and we'll do some answering or some questions or something like that. All right?
About biology. From the earliest years, relationships with others play a key role in shaping how our brain grows and develops. Early relationships, where there is abuse and neglect, have a long-term impact on children. A brain that has adapted to survive in a threatening or unpredictable world may not work so well in an ordinary environment. This can create what is called latent vulnerability, where early abusive or neglectful experiences with carers put children at greater risk of experiencing mental health problems in the future. For these children, compared to their peers, common experiences like moving to a new school can feel more daunting and stressful. New faces can appear threatening, while positive social cues can be missed. It can be harder to negotiate new social situations and learn to trust new people. Even fun experiences like joining a new sports team can be challenging. Too much focus on potential threat cues can mean missing out on positive social cues such as a playful nudge. Or it causes an overreaction, which leads to an increased risk of conflict and sometimes violence. These reactions can increase the likelihood of generating new stressful events. It's harder to deal with everyday challenges when you feel unconfident and anxious inside, and harder to build and maintain relationships. Over time, this can mean a child loses friends and the support of adults, and so misses out on opportunities to grow and develop. This social thinning can increase the risk of mental health problems in the future. Neuroscience research is beginning to shed new light on how vulnerability unfolds over a child's life. All children need care and stimulation from adults who value them and who show them attention and love. These experiences shape a child's brain development. When children face traumatic experiences like abuse and neglect, their brain adapts to help them cope. We know of changes in 3 different brain systems: the reward, memory, and threat systems. Experiences of domestic violence or physical abuse can lead to hypervigilance, where the brain reacts more to threat. This might help a child stay safe in an early adverse environment, but it can cause problems in more ordinary environments. Hypervigilance can best be understood as a pattern of adaptation, rather than a sign of damage. Abuse and neglect can also mean a world where a child's basic needs for care and attention are not met. This can shape the brain's reward system, the part of the brain that helps us learn about positive aspects of our environment and motivates our behaviour. Over time, the brain's reward system can learn to respond differently to things like positive social cues. Neuroscience studies have also pointed to changes in the autobiographical memory system, our memory of everyday past experiences. Following trauma, negative memories appear to become more salient, which means they become more prominent than positive ones. And everyday memories can also become less detailed. This is a problem because we need to draw on past experiences to help us deal with new social situations. Neuroscience research is showing how childhood trauma can create latent vulnerability, increasing the risk of later mental health problems like anxiety and depression. This vulnerability is not just located in the child, but arises through their relationships. Helping children who have experienced trauma still requires ordinary boundaries and consequences, but it also requires us to step back and reflect and see behaviour that we find challenging in a different light. A child may simply be doing their best to survive now, with brain adaptations from the past. We know a child's brain has the capacity to continue to adapt. For this to happen, they need our help to build and maintain trusted relationships, manage everyday stresses, and prevent new ones from happening. We need to encourage them to try again and believe things can be different. This is far from an easy task and takes time. Science is helping reframe our understanding of childhood trauma. Seeing children's behaviour in a new light can mean we respond differently. But there is much still to learn. Working together, we can develop more effective approaches that promote resilience and recovery. we can help children build trusting relationships and create opportunities for their brains to adapt in new ways.
Alright, so that was just a video to be able to show you guys a little bit about how traumatic situations play into our everyday lives, even as kids and coming up and being an adult. You know, sometimes these things aren't even dealt with in most adults. And so this carries on into your later years. That's why sometimes you see a lot of people that can't keep relationships. It's because, okay, you were told, hey, I don't need this, or I don't need this, and you saw those things, and now you believe the same things that your parents were teaching you. It was a certain type of love that you weren't getting as a kid that now you don't believe that love even exists, and it doesn't. It closes your heart center. You have all these different things inside of you that close you. You just shut down automatically every time somebody's trying to be able to present love or opportunity to you. You don't perceive it as love. You look at it as manipulation because you were given manipulation as a kid, or you were given this type of behavior as a kid. So now the boundaries have been set, and you have to be able to be safe inside of your body. Now you're not even being a participant in life. You're just playing it safe. You're trying to make sure that nobody touches your buttons. And the best thing I could say to be able to do when you're trying to be able to get out of this repetitive behavior is something like I used to, for me, it was yoga and meditation. You know what I'm saying? Yoga and meditation really like saved my life to the point where I started spending more time with myself, started dealing with myself. I started realizing that a lot of the things that I saw in other people was things that I saw in myself, and it was a reflection. It was the negative that I was seeing within myself. And so I had to take myself out of these, I had to take myself out of everything that I learned and that I've been taught, and relearn, and basically like get rid of all of that mindset that I was taught. Because once you're taking on a behavior that you've been taught, you're never even allowing yourself even room to be able to grow. And these are the things that we do every day that we take for granted. We take for granted for the fact that we're coming into our current environment, bringing in old behaviors. So let's just say you're in a relationship with man, woman, woman, man, woman and woman, whatever it is, and you've been in abusive relationships, or you've experienced abusive relationships through your parenting. Your kid, your mother was in an abusive relationship. Your father was in an abusive relationship. You saw these things, and so now you take on the mentality of what you saw in that relationship. So you believe that all men are this way, or you believe that all women are this way, and you believe these things based off of what it is that you saw, and it's based off of your experiences. You're not allowing yourself to be able to have open experiences, excuse me, because you're too closed off, and you've closed off your heart center. The reality of it is everything is okay. It's okay. It's okay to receive. It's okay to not believe that everyone is trying to manipulate you. I believe from this whole perspective that life is happening for us, not to us. Life is happening for us, not to us. And what I mean by that is that every day that you're waking up, it's a blessing to be able to wake up. So all that stuff that you're thinking about from yesterday and the day before, and what you were told about yourself, it doesn't even exist today. It doesn't exist at this moment. You have the right now to be able to be healed from all your childhood traumas. But it's up to you, and it takes the work to be able to put inside of it. And so I think, a lot of our issues, we don't deal with them, and we don't know how to deal with them. We don't know how to deal with them. I think the best things you could be able to do, some of the best practices, like I said, yoga and meditation is definitely one of the best practices that you could be able to use. And just allowing yourself to be able to have time with yourself. You know, remove yourself from the labels. Remove yourself from being the mother. Remove yourself from being the sister. Remove yourself from being the father. Remove yourself from being all these different things. And just focus strictly on everything that you've been dreaming of, or just healing yourself. Focus on healing yourself. Taking deep breaths. Inhaling out the mouth. taking a 4-second up, 4-second out, and doing that for 15 minutes throughout your day and being present in the present moment. Because those things happen to you, and I agree, they happen, and they happen for a reason. But it's not happening. And you have to continue to keep on moving on with your life. So I got another video, TED Talk. I saw some stuff, and I wanted to just share it with you guys. I'm going to play a little bit of this video as well. All right.
Is read and transcribed. Folks who are exposed in very high doses have triple the lifetime risk of heart disease and lung cancer, and a 20-year difference in life expectancy. And yet doctors today are not trained in routine screening or treatment. Now, the exposure I'm talking about is not a pesticide or a packaging chemical. It's childhood trauma. Okay, what kind of trauma am I talking about here? I'm not talking about failing a test or losing a basketball game. I am talking about threats that are so severe or pervasive that they literally get under our skin and change our physiology. Things like abuse or neglect, or growing up with a parent who struggles with mental illness or substance dependence. Now, for a long time, I viewed these things in the way I was trained to view them, either as a social problem, refer to social services, or as a mental health problem, refer to mental health services. And then something happened to make me rethink my entire approach. When I finished my residency, I wanted to go someplace where I felt really needed, someplace where I could make a difference. So I came to work for California Pacific Medical Center, one of the best private hospitals in Northern California, and together we opened a clinic in Bayview Hunters Point, one of the poorest, most underserved neighborhoods in San Francisco. Now, prior to that point, there had been only one pediatrician in all of Bayview to serve more than 10,000 children. So we hung a shingle, and we were able to provide top quality care regardless of ability to pay. It was so cool. We targeted the typical health disparities: access to care, immunization rates, asthma hospitalization rates, and we hit all of our numbers. We felt very proud of ourselves. But then I started noticing a disturbing trend. A lot of kids were being referred to me for ADHD, or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. But when I actually did a thorough history and physical, what I found was that for most of my patients, I couldn't make a diagnosis of ADHD. Most of the kids I was seeing had experienced such severe trauma that it felt like something else was going on. Somehow, I was missing something important.
So yeah, just to go off of what she was just saying, you know, a lot of the times we put our kids in these school systems, and then they're quick to call our kids ADHD, or they call them this and this and this and this. And the reality of it is that sometimes we're just dealing with trauma. You know, some of them are dealing with things where they can't be able to do what it is that other kids do, and they need a little bit of one-on-one. You know, and the school system isn't set up to be able to give you your kids one-on-one. It's now a place where they're diagnosing our kids. when I grew up and I was going to school, I never knew of a teacher being able to diagnose students with ADHD. And now I'm seeing it way more than I've ever seen it before. And we have to realize that some of the teachers that are giving these kids an ADHD have mental health as well. They have traumas that they haven't dealt with, just as well as police officers, people who work in the doctor's fields, people who work in every field that we count on. These people have traumatic situations going on with them as well. So it's based off of a system that's set in play for us to diagnose somebody, to label them this and to label them that. And in reality, you have the opportunity to be redeemed at any moment. But since you were given this label and told what it is you can't do, you got ADHD, you got this and you got that, now you believe it. And the reality of it is if the diagnosis of what ADHD really is, we all have a little bit of ADHD. We're all over the place. Because with so many things that's going on in the world with the distractions, as far as the internet, the social media, you got to be a parent, you got to be all these different type of things. Of course, there's a little bit of ADHD going on because it's all over the place. But instead of us sitting down sometimes and being able to take the time to really get to know these kids or get to know people, we're just quick to be able to diagnose people with all these symptoms and these diseases so we could just put them on medicine. And once we put them on medicine, then now we have them in the system forever. It's a big game being played, and nobody's doing any self-healing. So I think that if we could be able to start getting to a place where we can learn how to be able to self-heal and get out of this system of trying to think that drugs are going to cure everything, and that we're labeling people, pointing at them and letting them know you're this, you're this, you're this, you're this, instead of just taking the time to be able to get to know them or be able to help them out of the situation that they're in, you know what I'm saying? And because that's really what this is all about. It's what life is all about. I thought life was all about us being able to help each other as human beings. And that's what we want to be able to cut out, you know what I'm saying? So this is the first show. Just a thought, man. And I'm your host, Jarmel Reece, and we're going to be coming back every week. The word of the day, man, to me is redemption. Redemption. At every second, at every minute, every hour, every day, you have the right to redeem yourself. You have the right to reclaim who you are over your own spirit and over your own body and everything that everybody believes about you. You have that opportunity. I want you to take that time and that opportunity to really re-heal yourself and to learn how to be able to think for yourself. There's nothing wrong with having what they call quote-unquote failures. There's no such thing as failures. There's only lessons in this world. And lessons lead to blessings. I think the person who has the least amount of fear to go out and make something happen is the person who succeeds in life. They have the less amount of fear about what they call failure. What people call failure isn't failure. It's learning lessons. And that's how you're able to get to the place that you want to be able to get to. If you play it safe, you're going to play it safe. You're going to be able to get all the things that a person that plays it safe is able to achieve. And you're going to achieve multiple things and do what it is. But if you're really focused on your goals and you're really trying to reach and stretch yourself out a little bit more, it's like that extra stretch in the gym. It's like that extra push up in the gym. You got to go extra hard, and you got to believe that no isn't a no. It's a yes. It's a step towards where it is that you're actually going, and it's going to lead you to the ultimate place, all right? So, yo, like I said, this is your boy, Jarmel Reece. This is the first show of Just a Thought, the first of many, and this is Childhood Traumas. We're going to be able to go back over this stuff again. Also, man, like, you know, I got plant-based products up here, a little bit of stuff or whatever, man. If you're interested in plant-based products, please hit me up in the link, man. I got, you know, just everything from wipes to plant-based powder, protein powders. These are wipes, and these are cleaning clothes and toothpaste. No fluoride inside of the toothpaste, because the things that we eat and the things that we're putting inside of our bodies also affect the way that we're thinking, the way that we're moving, the way that we're doing things. If you're trying to get chemicals out of your house, as far as bleach, ammonia, dishwashing liquid, detergent, all these things that the Lysol is killing us. It's giving us cancer. It's crazy. But if you're trying to get that stuff out of your household, I have natural products, man. Natural products that will get that stuff out of your household and make it comfortable for you guys to be able to be inside of your home. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to leave you guys today with a video of one of my favorite videos of myself. It's the boy Jarmel Reece. And I'm going to call it, this one is called Lost, man. And we're going to play this one. I hope y'all have a blessed day. Peace and blessings, blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reece in real life, not in fake life, because they just faking about their life. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave. If you want to leave me some stars, man, it'll be a blessing to be able to get some stars from you, get some love from you. On YouTube, you want to send me a super chat, you want to send me some love, man, I appreciate it. You want to join my channel, please join my channel. This is your boy, Just a Thought, Jarmel Reece. Man, I'm happy, you know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of stuttering over my words, but this is the first show, man, of many, and I'm thankful for you guys to be here with me. And this is the song, Lost. Be tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah. This song for anybody, you know what I'm saying? Feel like they gotta give up. You ain't gotta give up, just look up. Stay motivated, keep your head to the sky, you know what I'm saying? A 1, 2, a 1, 2, yeah. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, yeah. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, yeah. See, Duwani think of suicide. It'd be a shame on the real if he really died. He often tried overdosing, trying to take pills. Let me break it down to you, tell you how he feel. He go to school and he tease cause he can't read, and his clothes don't fit, he wearing dirty jeans. Then he go home to a broken down home where his daddy ain't home and his mama out chasing a stone. What's wrong or what's right with this situation? He pray to God every night but he can't keep his patience. He feel like he don't hear him or he ain't quick enough. So he drink on this liquor and then he take a puff of the trees and he feel like he's so defeated. See the stress in his face, we can all see it. Hey Lord, help him out, cause see him truly, but really understand he's just a boy trying to be a man. And he feel like he lost, yeah. Man, he's so out of place, Hey Lord, turn him around, and put him back in his place. He got nowhere to turn, so I look at myself, yeah. I turn around in the reflection, I see it's the reflection of me. Is there heaven for a G like me? See, hey now Lauren's low self-esteem make her hide behind her makeup and tight jeans. She tried to get attention from me and by any means, cause her dad wasn't home, he wasn't there to clean. To her like a real woman is supposed to be treated. She think that she's supposed to lay there, sit there and get beaten. That she prostituting, sleeping around different men every night. No protection in sight, nobody telling her what's right. Then one day she goes to the clinic where her life just changed at the snap of a minute. Sitting in the dark room trying to be patient, but it's hard to be patient when your heart's racing, cause you don't know what you did or who you slept with, and the consequences now have to be dealt with. Doc come in the room, read the results. Oh, for the page of 16, she never thought she had AIDS. Now she feel like she lost. Man, she's so out of place. Hey Lord, turn her around and put her back in her place. She got nowhere to turn, so I look at myself, yeah. I turn around in the reflection, I see it's the reflection of me. Is there heaven for a G like me? See, what if Duane had someone to tell him that he ain't gotta sell drugs or be a felon? What if Lauren had a father figure that's around who told her she ain't gotta sleep with every man in town to be respected? Some things in life are not expected, but once a soul is neglected, we must respect it. It can leave a personality filled with holes, and you ain't even got the know-how or where to go, cause everybody that you know ain't about nothing. It make you feel like life, it ain't about nothing. I used to feel the same way too when I was lost, waking up from my dreams with suicidal thoughts. I toss and turn in my bed, waking in cold sweats, wondering why I ain't dead yet. See, I know now it's the purpose that I'm in. I'ma say it like it's all here, cause I feel like they lost. Man, they so out of place. Yeah, hey Lord, turn them around and put them back in their place. Yeah, they got nowhere to turn, so I look at myself, yeah. I turn around in the reflection, I see it's the reflection of me. Is there heaven for a G like me? Cause I feel like they lost. Man, they so out of place.
Turn